called Build Me Up, and it's by Chris Boddington, who's from Birmingham, and he's been featured on BBC Introducing quite a few times now, and he joins me on the phone now. Good morning. How are you, Chris? You all right?
Yeah, good morning, Andy. Thank you very much for having me on.
Pleasure. Now, I know you're in a similar situation to many people. Your mum is no longer with us, but you still like to celebrate Mother's Day with a nice uplifting track then? Oh,
absolutely, yeah. I mean, that was the kind of idea behind the song. I thought a kind of slow piano ballad with cellos was a little bit too predictable, especially with the personality of my mum. So I wanted to do something a bit more uplifting and get some more people involved. And, in fact, I managed to make it come together okay.
So your mum was the inspiration. What was her name?
Eileen. She was hilarious, and she would have absolutely loved this morning. She'd be telling all the neighbours.
And there's a rather special video to go with it as well, I hear.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I wanted to try something new because I'm 4 albums in now, and I'm well aware that my music's quite generic and it's a very saturated market. So I wanted to try something different, and I saw a lady on Twitter post a mum selfie one day, and I just had the idea of we could do a collage of that. So I just contacted friends and connections on Facebook and Twitter, said if everyone wanted to, send me in a picture of your mum or a mum selfie, and I'll create a video for it. And thankfully it came together.
And you had lots of people sending stuff in for you, did you? Yeah.
Well, yeah. It was the really nice thing was the bit that I didn't anticipate was that people didn't just send photos in. People really like to talk about their mums, and several people sent the photo, but with a big paragraph about their mum. Whether they're still here or whether they've moved on. And it was just nice to hear everyone's stories. People are very, very passionate about talking about their mothers.
It sounds, a wonderful thing to have done, and in your mum's name as well. This music, is it just a hobby to you, or is this your full-time thing?
Oh, no, totally just a fun hobby. I've got no delusions of grandeur or anything. It's, as I say, it's a massively saturated market, and there's people out there, my connections on Twitter, the independent artist forum is incredible. The amount of talent out there. I listen to some stuff and I just think I'm miles away from that. So it's just fun. I try to learn. I try to get a bit stronger each track, and I don't take myself too seriously. There's no big, deep, meaningful messages in any of my songs. It's just fun. If I can make a foot tap or a head nod now and again, that'll do me. I'm very happy with that.
Well, you've been picked up by BBC Introducing. Chris, you're doing something right. It sounds very well produced and very professional to me. It doesn't sound like it's something that and I know how it's done these days, knocked up in a spare room at home, because a lot of music these days is that. So, well done. It sounds fantastic piece of music, what I've heard. Now, you are a parent yourself, and I understand a recent grandparent as well. Is that right?
Absolutely, yes. I've got the most amazing, beautiful little granddaughter in the world who's 10 weeks old. And she's just been the most incredible addition to a strong family unit already, but an absolute cherry on the top. It's just been wonderful.
And are you, as a family, again, going to be celebrating Mother's Day today then, are you?
Absolutely, yes. Yeah. Not doing a traditional Sunday roast. We're all coming round to our house tonight for a curry. But we've got, my wife, her mother, my daughter, the granddaughter, so we're all going to get together and put some music on and have a curry and just spend some time together. Simple,
celebrate mums of all generations across the family. Thank you very much, Chris Boddington. And now, where can people get hold of this music if they want to download the track or stream it? Where do they go?
Yeah, well, it's available on all streaming platforms, all your normal Spotify's and Apple Music. I've got a YouTube channel, which is at Chris Boddington Music. My Facebook page, although in all honesty I don't use it loads, but I need to pay more attention to it, is at Chris Boddington Music. The biggest forum for me is Twitter, which is at Chris Bod Music. And the reason I wanted to specifically mention Twitter isn't for my own good. It's for all the connections I have, the hard-working, grafting, independent bands who don't get a lot of support from the industry, and they're just out there making incredible music. So if you want to follow me, not for my sake, but to have a look at who I follow, you'll find some incredible people there.
Well, good luck with it, Chris. Chris Boddington, that's who to search for online. The song is called Building Me Up. If you want a song for Mother's Day, it's BBC Radio W, and 27 minutes past 8.